colored pencils and join the Neuron family for an amazing adventure. In the second volume of the brain coloring book, we learn how to feel and also learn about the science behind touch, sensation, and pain. Neuroscientist and science illustrator Maria Zamfir joins us this morning. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
I love this series that you have created. Can you kind of give us the details a little bit about it?
Yeah, for sure. So my colleague Marian and I are both neuroscientists and moms, and we've been working on a series of coloring books about the brain. And here's an example. So this is our first book, and this covers the different types of cells that make up the brain, neurons and glial cells, and also a few tips on how to keep your brain healthy.
I love that idea. So this is a great book for kids and for adults as well.
Yeah, and so there are lots of things to explain about the brain. We can't fit it all in one book, so we continued a series. And so the second book that we started is about touch and pain. And actually, so my PhD research was on pain and opioid receptors, which are involved in pain relief. So the second book is really based on what I learned during my PhD. And if you take a look at the brain model, you can see that the red part highlighted here is the part that's involved in touch sensation.
Okay, very interesting. And this is very interactive. So kids can kind of learn a little bit about the brain, but also get some fun in terms of coloring and doing activities as well.
Yeah. So there are coloring pages and word searches, connect the dots, all sorts of things that kids tend to like to do.
And we got to show the last page because this is kind of fun what you get to do. There's a brain hat.
Yes.
This is so much fun.
Yeah, so this is a really hands-on activity. You can cut out the hat and then tape the flaps together and end up having a hat you can actually wear that looks like a brain.
Oh my goodness, I love that so much. Okay, let's move on to the brand new book that you have out right now. This is the second edition, and as you mentioned, we're learning about touch and feel and pain.
Yeah, so there's a specific part of the brain that's involved in sensing touch and helps you figure out what's going on. And at the tips of your fingers, you have a lot of sensory neurons that take in information from the outside world. So imagine you've gone to the beach and you've collected a few nature treasures. See if you would like to touch them. And then we can also try something where if you close your eyes, I can hand you one of these items and you can tell me which one you think I've given you.
Okay. A seashell.
Yeah, you got it. So even with your eyes closed, you can see it's pretty sophisticated sense of touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the other experiment I brought was I have 3 different grits of sandpaper. So when you look at them visually, you can even see there's a difference in texture.
Right. Yeah,
and then you can feel them.
Very gritty. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so people, even with their eyes closed, can usually tell the difference between 2 of them, especially the ones that are too.
Yeah, these ones are a little more
closer
similar
together.
But this one's definitely
the highest grit.
More rough.
So another experiment that you can try at home is asking your friends or family to see if they would be able to tell the difference between these grit sandpaper by using their back or their shoulder. So the reason why you might have a harder time telling the difference is that you actually have fewer sensory neurons at the skin on the back of your arm and on your back. So that's because you use that part less.
Right, those felt the same. I had no idea which one you were putting on me.
Yeah, here,
interesting.
I could show you. So this one, you can guess. And I guess it depends also how
that one seems a little bit more light.
Yeah, you got it.
Did I? Okay, but it's very gentle. Like it's not
not as clear. So
it's not as clear as when I touch it with my hands.
Yeah,
for
definitely
sure.
with the fingertips.
Okay, and then we have this beautiful plant here.
Yeah, so I brought this plant today. So the second part of the book is about pain and pain relief. So I wanted to talk a bit about this plant. So this is the aloe plant, and you can see it has a few spikes.
Yeah, on the side.
So this is how the plant protects itself because it knows that if some animals are going to come, they're going to feel pain from the spikes. And the idea, I mean, pain can be a useful signal because if you're about to damage your skin, you would rather remove that from what is going to be damaging you.
Right,
yeah,
if you
something
touch something hot,
exactly.
you kind of move your hand quickly.
And that's actually a reflex. So we talk a bit about the book that when you're touching something hot and your hand quickly comes away, it's a reflex that doesn't even make up, the information comes to the brain after. So this reflex happens at the level of the spinal cord.
Okay.
Yeah, and so before I move on to the other reason I brought the aloe, one of the other pains that people might be experiencing this summer is a brain freeze.
My kids get brain freeze all the time, and they always say, "Oh, my brain is frozen."
Yeah, so this is an example of a coloring page where we explain what happens when you get a brain freeze. So this is also called a cold stimulus headache. So when you eat something really cold and it cools the roof of your mouth down, the blood vessels there constrict and then dilate quickly afterwards, and it can cause a headache. And because this kind of pain goes away quickly, it's not studied as much as other types of headaches. But researchers did find that people that have migraines more often have brain freezes. So there could be a good reason to study brain freezes as well.
Makes sense. Okay, let's move on really quickly. We want to let people know where they could pick up the books. There's 2 available, and 1 third edition is coming as well.
Yeah, so our books are available in French and English. You can get them at the Science and Technology Museum boutique, and also at some local Indigo in Ottawa. And we're now working on the 3rd volume of our book. So this one's going to be all about the visual system. So lots of optical illusions.
And if people can head online as well on your website for more information.
Yeah, and on our website we actually have a lot of free printables. So the brain freeze coloring page as well as the brain hat is available there. You can download it and do it at home.
Amazing.
And and also all our resources are used at other hospitals.
Thank you so much, Maria, for joining us today at